Hey guys, welcome back to 8th Updates. I'm Aethros, and I want to talk today about the Deadpool Spring Cleaning Sale. And let me start off by saying that I've graded out the values if all things were created equal within the bundle themselves. And with that being said, I think all of these bundles automatically, from the $5 deal to the $10 to the $30 to the $50 to the $100 deals, are all at worst average deals, because what a lot of other people are talking about is the doubloons. What can you get for the doubloons? And while that's great, you also get, albeit a small amount of gold, very likely, because you have a very small chance of getting a Deadpool from the gold pool crystal, but you also get a 1-star Deadpool. If you need to still do variant 4, it might help you. But you also get a lot of units, right? And I think that's what a lot of people are missing out on. You do get a lot of units, right? So let's go to the store and let's talk about each bundle, right? So bundle 1 is 2,250 or 5% of a tier 5 basic. Now, you can get this with glory, but if you're not at a point where you're getting as much glory as somebody else, this might not be a terrible deal. This is, on my grades, about a 3-star or 4-star value, right? Because you also get 1,000 5-star hero crystal shards. It's not bad, not great. You also get the 135 units with it. So basically they're grading out a tier 5 basic a little over $30 and a 5-star hero crystal shard a little over $30, right? If you could purchase enough to get to each particular item, all right? So then let's discuss bundle 2. So bundle 2, based on where I think the game is headed in terms of 6-star shards, I think is a better deal. However, Kabam's smart. They know what they're doing. They instead chose the tier 4 basics here with the 6-star shards and the tier 5 basic with the 5-star shards, because they know that a lot of 5-star heroes are still valuable, right? So here they give you a good chunk of tier 4 basics, and they give you a small amount of 6-star shards. But again, you've only paid about $5 at this point, right? And so they're grading out a 6-star hero crystal shard in this deal at about $120. So I think that's a little high. I think we'll see later on that there's a better value for those, right? But again, you got to be willing to spend a little more money to get that value. So whereas I think $120 is still a little high for a random chance at a 6-star, if you were to get a 6-star out of this value, I still think it's a little high. So I kind of give that my 4-star value, right? It's useful. It'll help you out, but it's not, valuable for all aspects of the game per se, right? Then we go to the Priceless Doubloon number 3, right? And this one is by far and away the creme de la creme of the deals. So there's 2 deals that I grade as my highest grade as a 6-star, the one everybody's trying to get. You get a tier 2 alpha and a tier 4 class catalyst selector. So you get to pick it, right? For essentially $10, right? You can buy 3 of the $10 deals and get this, right? Or you could buy an Odin, for example, if you wanted to. And you could get you could buy all of these, right? So if you bought an Odin's worth of these, you could buy essentially 15, but they limited it at 10, right? So if you bought $100 worth of value, you could get 10 tier 2 alphas and 10 tier 4 class catalysts selected. You get to pick them all, right? But on top of all that, you would also get a lot of units. If you bought an Odin, you're also getting 3,100 units for that. And you're not even out of Priceless Dubloons yet. This is by far and away one of the best deals in here. If you just bought the $10 deal, right, you get 850 units, and you get a tier 2 alpha and a tier 4 class catalyst selector. So they're valuing a tier 2 alpha at, all things considered, $5. This is the best deal we've ever seen, bar none. I think that If you have $10 to spend, this is a phenomenal deal. But again, if you got the money to spend. Then we move to the bundle 4, right? So you get 756 star hero crystal shards, but now they've put it with the tier 5 basics. So they didn't do that with the bundle 1 and 2. They kind of switched them up. And so this one, they're grading, because the tier 5 basics are so valuable now, they're grading this definitely worth more money. And again, you're paying for it, right? I mean, it's $22,500, so it's again $10, and they're valuing 6-star shards at this point at about $70 to $75 because the tier 5 basics are worth so much, right? So this one's a better deal. I think this stands at kind of almost like a 4.5 star. If like you could get like a 4-star Nexus crystal value instead of a 4-star crystal value, I think you'd kind of be at that range, right? If you could pick your 4-star hero crystal, I think that's kind of where we're at for this deal. So better than a 4-star, not quite as good as a 5-star deal, somewhere kind of in the middle, right? Then we've got the bundle number 5, okay? So bundle number 5 is also another 22,500 doubloons, so another $10, right? And this time you don't get a fully formed tier 2 alpha, but you get 5-star signature stones, right? And you get 5 of them. And so I think Kabam looks at about 10 signature stones, whether they be class-based or generic, as almost an item, right? And you could make the case for 20 signature stones, but so I'd say 20 class or 10 generic, because generics you can use on anybody. So because these are generics, I think that this value is a pretty good deal. I think it's your 5-star deal. I think it pushes a little above that 4-star deal, just because you're almost at a fully formed tier 2 alpha, and the glory store now you can get the rest of that tier 2 alpha pretty easily. But if you need 6 stones, I think this is a pretty good deal. They're valuing a tier 2 alpha at about $8, right? So, I mean, it's still a really good deal for a tier 2 alpha. So not quite the greatest deal in the world, because 6 stones are, while they're not easy to come by, you don't get a lot of them, right? I think you should get a little bit more if you wanted to get that 6-star deal. Okay, so then we go to bundle 6. Now we start to get expensive. Okay, so now we're at 2,000 6-star hero crystal shards, but we get these 6-star signature stones, and they're RNG based for $30. Now where this value is an above average deal is the value of the 6-star shards, and that's really what you're going for here. The 6 stones are just kind of meh, right? You're spending $30, and if you were to grade this out, if you were able to buy 5 of these, they would value, based on what you got 6-stone wise, you'd probably be looking at between $65 and $75 for a 6-star crystal, depending on how much value you kind of put on those 6 stars, based because they're random RNG based. So again, still a pretty decent deal for the 6-star shard. So I give it my 4-star deal. I think that it's an above average deal, but I don't know that's one necessarily that I would be picking up for $30. There's a lot of good in 6 stars, but there's more that aren't so good. So then Priceless Dubloon number 7. Sorry, the weather's getting kind of bad here. Priceless number 7. This is all about the whales, right? I think this is by far and away a 3-star deal. This is as bad as the Dubloon 1, right? You're basically saying that you're going to get 30% of a tier 5 basic, and you're going to get 10% of a tier 5 class catalyst. That's RNG based for $50, right? I can't put my seal of approval on that. That's terrible. You could get the one class you don't need, and you only get 10% of it, and you only get 30% of. You're talking a tier 5 basic now. You're putting at essentially $158 for a tier 5 basic. Terrible deal. Stay away from Dubloon 7. Number 8. Number 8. This is my favorite one. This is my second favorite one. Tier 2 Alpha 1, Dubloon 3, and Dubloon 8 deals. If you can afford $100, man, this is what I think is the creme de la creme. They're valuing 6-star shards at little under $80 for the deal, but you get that 5-star Nexus. They don't come up very often. I mean, you got to do some serious content in this game to get a 5-star or Nexus crystal. And so, $80 for a 5-star is high, but it's not a 5-star. It's a choice of 3 5-stars. More often than not, you're going to get a decent, if not pretty good pull out of that. Seen some that you don't, right? I mean, it's still a chance, right? But you also get those 6-star shards. There's 2,500 6-star shards. I think this is one that I'll definitely be considering. I think it's tempting. And then the last one, Bundle 9. I think this is either a 3-star or a 4-star deal. It's an average deal or a little above average deal. And it really depends on what you need, right? If you really need a generic 5-star Awakening Gem, right, then it's a tough call. I mean, it really is. They're hard to come by. You can use it on anybody. It's a guaranteed deal, unlike the ones that are coming where you're going to be able to, they're class-based. So even if you got to select a class-based one, right, what if you pull somebody in a Nexus crystal and now it's not the class you selected and now you can't use it, right? So if you have somebody if you've got 2 or 3 that you want and you're willing to, buy this generic and then hold on to it to see what you get maybe from some of the side quest events this month coming up, $150 for value for a generic Awakening Gem, that's tough, man. And I don't know. It's really tough. Tier 5 basics, I think, are kind of the added bonus here. I think, they're not really valuing a Tier 5 basics $150. They're really valuing the generic Awakening Gem. So 3 or 4-star, depending on what you need. So in recap, I think the best deals are the Priceless Dubloon 8 and the Priceless Dubloon 3. I think they are ridiculously good deals. I think if you got a little money to spend, if you can't afford it, I think those are the ones you want to be looking at picking up. I think the next best ones are Priceless Dubloon 5, and then Priceless Dubloon 2 is up there. I think Priceless Dubloon 4, Priceless Dubloon 6, are kind of the next ones, and then maybe Priceless Dubloon 9 if you're really hitting for that generic Awakening Gem. And then the ones I would stay away from personally are the Priceless Dubloon 7 and the Priceless Dubloon 1. I think they are not very good deals. So I'm Cavalier. I don't know, maybe this is a little different if you're Cavalier. More than welcome to put it in the comments. But let me know what you think. If you liked what you saw, what you heard, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit them all. And I will see you guys here back soon. I've got a lot more content I'm getting ready to upload. All right, thanks. Bye.